Another YouTube channel roast. You got myself, Judah Lee here, YouTube strategist here at TubeBuddy, and we got John Ushai, who is just, ex YouTube employee, ex Instagram, but also the person in this room or virtually in this room who's pulling mega millions through YouTube videos right now. Like, you're doing absolutely incredible things, John. So go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we can knock this out.
Likewise, and thanks, Judah. You probably have seen Judah's amazing videos on the TubeBuddy channel. He's been crushing it there, and I think has such a great eye for how to become a content creator today. So yeah, I used to work at YouTube for 5 years, Instagram for 3 years, and now have become a creator myself, in addition to being the head creator advisor at TubeBuddy, helping them think about how to best build the best products for all of you in the audience. So what we want to do today is go through some of the videos that you guys submitted ahead of time, including a few guys from last time. We wanted to make sure to get to as many people as possible. But one of the beautiful things about this live stream is the interactivity. So if you guys want us to review any video on your channel, drop your channel name, because I believe, Judah, correct me if I'm wrong, URLs will be taken out because they may be marked as spam. So just give us your channel name or raise your hand to be roasted, and we'll make sure to add you to the queue and get to as many people as possible in this next 45 minutes to an hour or so. And Judah, you sound great, man. No feedback at all. I could hear.
Okay, good. I forgot to put my over-the-ear headphones on, so if there's any feedback, let me know.
You're good, man. All right, and just as always, like, if you guys hear like Judah and I ripping into it and not taking it easy, it's because actually we want the best for you guys and want to tell you things that maybe your friends won't say because they're maybe a bit too shy. They want to sugarcoat it, which is, there's a time and place for that, but not on this call.
Not at all. Because the thing about this is, we want you to become a successful YouTube creator. And sometimes in order to grow, you have to hear the hard truth. And we're going to be completely honest with you, but we're going to be extremely helpful at the same time. So everything we're saying is going to be practical takeaways, advice that you can just apply to your channel immediately. But we're just going to give it to you straight. We're your viewers today. You get to see how your viewers respond to your videos, and you get live feedback from people who know YouTube extremely well and who can help you get to the levels that you're looking for.
Perfect. Let's roll into the first one. Also, I see you guys, the Goth Farmer. I see you, Jakarta Tips. I see you guys. We'll hopefully get to you throughout the course of this live stream. So here you go. I'm going to share my screen. The Chrome tab is, did you know? Where is this? Oh, here we go. All right, let me see if this, here we go. There we go. Bam. All right, let me refresh this. So this comes from a creator named Rubies. I believe they joined us on the live stream before. I'm going to play it. And I can tell you right now, Judah and I had a chance to look at this before. Audio is super important. And you could tell if this one sounds faint, it's not because we haven't raised the volume completely. It's because of the way they've actually uploaded this video. So always be mindful of that and take a look at what's the set default volume that your videos are playing at. Because sometimes it may sound like this, and that's not a good thing. Ready? Here we go.
Did you know the reason this Easter egg got added to Minecraft? On a Minecraft full moon, cats have a 50% chance to spawn as a black cat.
I'm going to pause right now. Even before the audio issue, I feel like the opening hook, the question, Judah, do you even get what they said? Like, I didn't even have enough time to process the question that they're answering, and it's not even in the title, so I can't follow along. So immediately I feel like I've been dropped in the ocean and I have no context, and I'm that much more motivated to leave.
Yeah, I didn't even catch what he said, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so there we go.
OJ implemented this due to the commonly known superstition that black cats bring bad luck. Back in the 13th century, on June 13th.
Okay, I think I'm going to try to go back to the beginning and see if we could just give feedback on this.
Did you know the reason this Easter egg got added to Minecraft?
Okay, did you know the reason that this Easter egg got added to Minecraft? So I feel like if you're talking about a specific Easter egg, we need some highlight on the screen. We need something going on. I have no idea what Easter egg you're talking about, if I even heard that question, which I would say majority of people who are listening to this, given your audio and the way you set up the text, the speed of it, did not. So I don't know if it's even worth like going into the rest of it, because I think there's so much of this that the first frame, like we've talked about this quite a bit, sets up. And right now there's a lot of things that are off about it, but maybe let's watch. I'll point out one other thing, or Judah, if you have one more piece of feedback beyond the intro, we could get into that, but then go into the next one, because I already see some in the queue.
Yeah. Just like the thing that I do want to
On the
touch on
Minecraft
is just real quickly is that I
Yeah.
like that the viewers are seeing already is the sound of his voice. Although it's extremely low, I do yikes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
It's good. It's good. You just have to tell us who's calling and join them on the live stream.
Let me put myself on do not disturb real quick.
Okay.
But so I love the sound of his voice myself. Like a lot of viewers are commenting on the tone of his voice rather. It's extremely low. Like the audio could be louder, but I think that this is a good example of like a lot of people on YouTube Shorts are just like blasting in your face, screaming a million miles per hour. And this is just really refreshing to see a creator just be natural, talk to people like, they're real people and just be super chill about it. I wish it was a little louder, but I do agree with the comments coming in about the tone of his voice.
Totally. Let's just
full moon cats have a 50% chance to spawn as a black cat. Mojang implemented this due to the commonly known.
And then I'd say one other thing, then let's move on because I think we're already giving a lot of feedback on this. I understand what you're going for with the style of the subtitles, like the pixelation. It almost feels like an 8-bit game, like feels like Minecraft. But to me, it's like never sacrifice clarity for the sake of being clever. And I think that's what's going on here. It's like, I get it. You're trying to be in the branding, but it's too much. Those letters don't look clear enough. It almost looks like a lower quality video. And so I would update your subtitles with those. Like, don't be afraid to like go with what people are doing already and make it easy because the content itself is what's different.
Love it.
Love it. All right, Judah, are you ready for this? We've been getting more submissions of people posting unlisted links.
Let's do this. I love unlisted links.
Yeah. So this is we're gonna call this the recurring segment, the roast before you post. So here we go. All right, let me update this.
Yeah. So the goal behind this is, if you have unlisted video links, videos that you haven't published yet, this is a great time to send those to us. Also, so we can give you some feedback that you can address before that video goes live. So this is a unlisted video that we're gonna check out. What's this creator's name, John?
Paul Klebanov, and he gave us a few title options. He said how to improve ads by analyzing Facebook's hook rate. So it looks like this is a marketing niche video, or it says Facebook ads dash what you're not looking at, parentheses hook rate. So I think for this,
your ad.
Let's watch maybe the first 30 to 60 seconds, like see their intro and give feedback on that. It looks like already volume is much better. So let me lower to normal.
Please do.
Ready?
Creative, the first objective.
Wait, let me start.
Your ad creative, the first objective is to stop the scroll. And so as you create this custom metric within Facebook, it allows you to create a rate.
I'm going to pause right away. Okay, this is a very small nitpick, but it's important. I noticed that a lot of people have these like setups where you have your laptop right there. That's kind of like, oh, I'm in like study mode. I'm making it feel casual. We're talking like we're at a cafe or something like that. But I think actually the fact that it's covering so much of your torso here, like is like blocking the shot. And I would just tilt it right to the side so you get the fact that the computer's in front of you, and also maybe practically there because you're looking at it for notes. But don't have it block so much of your front area where if you're making hand motions is all of a sudden going to be blocked. So just structurally thinking about the set. The other thing is, do not, if you can avoid it, film in front of windows. Look, I could see the reflection of his desk. I could see the light. I could see some, like, it looks like it just rained that morning or something like that. It's just, it's the streakiness. And these are things that people consciously will probably not point out or take the time to like give feedback on, like Jude and I will in this roast, but they're things that subconsciously distract. And exactly. I think if you look at Judah's set, like he always is mindful about how can you add background lighting? How can you be in a place that, you know, if you are filming with a window, have the window facing you, not behind you, because that could also add to backlighting when it's super sunny out. Any other thoughts on it? I know I'm ripping apart the first 8 seconds, but
no, you're right on. I think, you know, more creators should definitely be mindful of who their audience is. So with this kind of video, I'm guessing you're targeting business professionals, people who own, maybe even business owners looking to grow using Facebook ads. And the way you represent yourself can, you know, already set the tone on how they are going to perceive you as an expert in the subject. And as say I'm a business owner and I come to this page and this guy, it looks, It's a roast, so I'm gonna say like it looks a little goofy with the wall, with the reflections and everything, with the camera. It just doesn't look as polished as it could be. So I think taking that advice that you just gave, John, I would also recommend if there's an opportunity to come like a little forward to just add some depth to the background.
Well said.
It looks like he's really close to that background too, which probably enhances some of the issues with it also with seeing the reflections. But I definitely agree if there's a way to come off that background a little bit, because right now that background, with the laptop, with the phone in hand, this whole scene is very, very distracting.
Totally.
And I think like just being more intentional about that.
Yeah, and I think Judah brings up a great point. Depth of field is like I look at like people talk about cinematic and high production quality. In general, I think the things that like lead to that are the bokeh effect, the blurring of the background, and to have that you need depth of field. So just small things, and typically I'll end with this before we continue playing. The place that your desk is normally set up in your house is probably not the place that the desk is best for filming. You probably need to readjust. You probably need to move it, which I know if you have roommates or living with people may cause some like angst, but that's what it is. So let me continue going on here.
A rate at which your ad is able to hook your target market in and engage with the first 2 seconds of the ad.
Okay. I see this with a lot of creators. And by the way, I'm looking at like folks in the audience. Jason Soros, can we still send videos? Yes. We're going to look to add you to the queue. Thank you. Like Logan, hi to you as well, the Kitchen Gamer. Just a note on interstitial titles. I see a ton of creators use this. This looks like a stock template. Think about what purpose this serves. Like again, I'll just play the first few seconds and let's just count how many seconds this takes.
And engage with the first 2 seconds of the ad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's very...
Okay. 5 seconds of your intro coming up, and what does it say? It basically says your name and it says a little bit about you. Newsflash, that's already on the channel header, right? And I'm not saying not to put in a title section, but try to make it 3 seconds if you're going to put one, and try to add social proof. So the thing that I do with my videos is I was very strategic about that title being inserted right before my interviews or my videos. And I try to show me interacting with top creators during my interviews or me on stage speaking. So immediately, like, I don't have to say all those things. You could kind of see it and be like, this guy's reputable. Let me hear what he has to say. Versus this is, I'm just like, oh, that's his name. And so if there's things that you could put in there that add social proof, that's more helpful than doing a stock like signature like graphic, which I think a lot of people do.
Yep.
Very easy to create profitable Facebook advertising campaigns on low budgets.
Stop. I got something to say here, John. I'm so sorry about this, but it's in the beginning of this video, like I personally wasn't so interested in it. It was a lot of talking. The background was distracting. There wasn't much use of these editing effects that I am now seeing in the video, which is a wasted opportunity.
Yes.
Because that initial moment, like the initial 1 to 10 seconds of your video, you're getting such a drop-off rate where it's like, if you're going to start adding effects and you're going to start doing things to make things look more interesting and to compel, like to convey your message better, like that's the moment to really invest. Those first 30 seconds, we're about 30 seconds in, and now I'm seeing the elements that kind of keep me, okay, I'm seeing what he's saying. Okay, I get it now. I wish that all of this would have came a little bit earlier in this video, to be honest with you.
I so agree. I would even say like the first 15 seconds for these long form, like Judah makes such a great point. I think there's I'll just play this on mute as I make this point. There's this one coming up, but that feels like a pretty standard graphic. Right. I would say, like, I know editing like is not everyone's strong suit, but if you're either going to do it or you're going to hire somebody to help, have them over index on the first 15 seconds.
Absolutely.
And get people like wowed by like, whoa, like I'm going to be in for a visual treat. Don't overwhelm them. But there's nothing in that first 15 seconds that I think foreshadows the rest of it, if this is what the next part looks like.
Right. I mean, I see it like this, John. Like, let me, I got a piece of paper here. I can just show you guys.
Yeah. Take us to school.
So like when I see like a YouTube video start, so say like this is your YouTube video and this is the beginning of the video. A lot of times like that initial drop off happens like within the first 10 seconds, and then it kind of levels out and does its thing. That's a terrible drawing. I was never good at art, right? But it's like this section right here is what John's talking about. That first 15 seconds, that first 30 seconds, where, you know, you'll see like, you know, 70%, like YouTube will tell you how many viewers are left at the 30-second mark on all your videos. It'll say like, you know, 80% of your viewers are where around at 30 seconds mark, which is above average or below average. So it's like, knowing this, I think it's just like you said, it's so important to invest so much time in those first 30 seconds, those first 15 seconds, you know, to what you always say in these chats, that first frame even. Because if you can get people to buy in early on, you have a better chance of having them watch toward the end. And like this guy, I read this interesting study from Facebook around Facebook ads, where it was like just talking about the probability of a person completing an ad. And essentially, I have to share this in the chat later on when I find the link, but it was talking about like, if you can get a person to watch 3 seconds, they're like 70% more likely to watch another 4 seconds or something. If you get them to watch 7 seconds, they're X% more likely to continue to watch. So it's like the higher the amount of people you get to buy in the beginning, the higher the likelihood that they'll continue to watch throughout the video. And I think that statistic's super interesting. And I would absolutely encourage every creator to overinvest their time in the first 15 seconds, only 30 seconds.
Totally. And I'm seeing some good comments come in. Your digital media guy says, yeah, he should have included more graphics and B-roll at the beginning. Totally. Yucky Hamson sandwich says, I love the constructive criticism here. That's gold. So people know how to improve. That's exactly right. I know Judah and I are roasting and reviewing individual channels and videos, but our goal is to make these lessons as applicable as possible. Let's pay another 10 seconds and move on to the next video.
To $3,000 a month, that $15 turns into $10.
One more thing. I'm sorry. Let's just touch on everything as we see it here. You know, let's not hold back. Here's another constructive criticism. You cannot read that text. It's very hard. And your viewers are viewing on these small mobile devices. You have this real estate to show them. And a lot of times people aren't even watching it like this. They're watching it vertically with the comments underneath. So it's even smaller. So if you're going to put things on the screen, it has to be more than 1/10 of the screen real estate. You have to, I say, if you're going to show something on the screen, it has like text that's important for viewers to understand. I say it has to be at least like 70% of the real estate that you have on screen. This should have been blown up. His face at this point is not relevant to the information. The information he's showing on screen is what's important for me to understand, but I cannot read it, so it's not effective.
Well said. Boise Soccer said, hit him hard, don't hold back. That's exactly what we're doing. Good point, Judah. I completely agree. And don't be afraid to like think about, okay, yeah, when are those moments that makes sense for a full screen visual? Because you don't have to always be on screen, John Oliver or late night like host style. Right. I think that's good. I think we gave a lot of feedback on this one. Let's move on to the next one. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up. It was only going to be a matter of time, Judah, before we reviewed a video that has to do with AI. So here we go.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Already.
I'm hooked.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, Connor Duncan. I asked ChatGPT to organize a $100 holiday. Okay, actually, credit for that headline. That's interesting.
I like it.
Here we go.
ChatGPT.
It's probably all you've seen on Twitter for the past month.
Great sound design.
Yeah.
Great sound design. I love the TV. Like, I have some thoughts about the content so far, but I just want to acknowledge, like, this is quality.
ChatGPT. It's probably all you've seen on Twitter for the past month. But in case you missed it, it's nothing special. It's just an artificial intelligence chatbot, which is literally smarter than anyone knew.
You lost me with your audio, though, Connor. Like, I think that something about the mixing, like your audio was a bit fainter. Maybe it's because I'm listening to it right now on my laptop speakers as opposed to headphones. But you got to assume that people will listen to it in like very noisy or filtered environments. I already have thoughts on that. Judy, do you have a thought before I chime in here? I just think that the Chat GPT thing is like you're cutting to news clips, but I think we have to give credit to the audience for being like if they're clicking on this video, they know what Chat GPT is. And they know that it's been in the news and talked about. So I don't know, though it was really well edited and sound design up until the voiceover coming in. I don't know that it was all necessary and needed to be this long.
Write for Westies, create an entire website, and even give you a 10-step guide on how to butter your bread, but none of that helps us. So we thought, let's give ChatGPT a budget of $100 and let it organise a step-by-step holiday for us. The only catch is, we don't know the next step until we've completed the previous one. You ready?
That's more interesting. 20 seconds in, I'm like, okay, you've introduced the constraint, and you're now going to use this tool that I think we all know about if we're clicking on this video, so we don't need that much of a build-up. And I think you could have like used the editing and creativity that you put into this intro into trying to build up like people waste thousands of dollars going on vacation every single year, or like coming up with a stat along those lines. Like we haven't taken a vacation in many months. So we said, like, why don't we ask ChatGPT to do that vacation for us? And to make things more interesting, we said, you know what? We won't look at the next step in it until we finish the first one. Something like that. I think that this came in too late and you said things that the audience already knows. So I feel like it would have led to more of a drop off had you not done that.
Step 1. Okay, with your budget in mind, I would recommend visiting the Cerro Alegre neighbourhood, which is known for its colourful and picturesque streets, stunning architecture and stunning views of the city.
Slow down. You're talking too fast. Like I'm not, I think here, maybe it's the way people have been primed to watch videos now, but I think having subtitles when you're like showing a lot of B-roll can help me just hear what you're saying more. Cause I don't know that it looks like you're wearing, I saw a Band-Aid on your chest.
Yeah.
It looks like, I would really think about that setup and whether you're getting the best audio. Cause it does not sound great. Yep. We're seeing your digital media guy agree.
I recommend visiting the Cerro Alegre.
This font and style, it just feels too, I hate things that look too stock, you know? And this to me screams that.
Neighbourhood, which is known for its colourful and picturesque streets, stunning architecture and stunning views of the city and bay. There we've got the sea, there we've got a church, and there we've got 2 Spanish people. At what point are we allowed to say, we've done Cerro Alegre?
You have a thought?
Yeah, and I don't want to say it.
Oh my God, go in, Judah. You always give this preamble.
But it's just because, like, I come from the thing with YouTube. Let me just say it like this: the thing with YouTube is it's a perfect place to post amateur videos, right? That's how it started. People just making home movies, not really caring about things. But this is a good example of a video that if I was Connor here, there are things that I would improve on before I publish my next video. So this is a great start. I like it. I dig it. I'm into it. But there's things that like sometimes it's not the storytelling that bothers me. Sometimes it's not even the sound that bothers me. Sometimes it's just the way they're using the camera, the way that the shots are kind of shaky, the way that the exposure is on like auto exposure and it's going in and it's like it's doing that breathing thing when it's like adding in more light and less light, and you know the chest with the lavalier mic that's like coming out of his chest with like a piece of tape, where it's like, I get that YouTube's this place to be this storyteller and be an amateur, and it doesn't have to be Hollywood, but there's some things that are just like, unless that was adding to the story, like I think it could have been a little bit more polished. And I think that just knowing that also, it's not just because you want to make the best quality product for your viewers, but you also got to remember, like what you're creating is also your resume to working with brands and how you are perceived to them and everything. So I think that there's a little things about this filming that could have been done better. But I will say another thing. When it comes to the audio, other than his speaking audio, when it came to that intro, this is a thing that I do like.
Yeah.
I think that when it comes to videos, they should be enjoyed whether you're watching them or just listening to them. And when it came to that intro, if I just closed my eyes and just listened to it, I would have really gotten into this story just from the intro and how the sound design was, the news clips, everything about it was just really, I think, well put together, where I would have bought in. Because I think the perfect one, sometimes the perfect video is that mixture of all the medias where you have great sounding, so I can just listen to it and have a great experience. If I just watch it without sound, it's a great experience. And then when you combine both of them together, it's just a unreal experience. I think that that's how you match all these medias together to make one of the just the most successful pieces of art.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, I think it's clear how much effort they put into the intro, and I think this may be one of the better intros we've seen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's give it another 10 seconds, and then we'll go to the next video.
Like, once we've seen every piece of art, okay.
Yeah, what Judy is saying in terms of a lot of shakiness, a lot of like panning. Like, I wonder if there was like a tripod or like something that you could have held to give more separation between you and the camera here, because it looks way too close.
It's a neighborhood with
Or a wide lens, like
a bunch of art. Here's like a quick 5-second montage of it. Blinky, you'll miss it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I don't know that the montage accomplishes much that your pointing around didn't. I think one thing I would add, and then we should move on to the next video so we get as many people as possible, unless Judy, you have thoughts, is show me a, Mr. Who's the Boss does this really well. Show me a counter or a like kind of a progression. I know that it's down there in chapters, like if you want to add that on your YouTube video, but I would like to see like a bar on the side that says location 1 or prompt 1, prompt 2, prompt 3, and then it fills in as we go throughout the day. Because I have no sense of like, when is this little segment going to end, in case I'm like not getting it, or like how this ties to the prompt from like the UI, or like having, if you guys watch Casey Neistat's latest video, he had AI direct his vlog. And what I loved about that is he had this graphic of like ChatGPT typing on the side, and it made it easier to follow along and understand like how it's integrated. So I think that's missing here and could have been stronger for the entire video. Boise Soccer says they need a better cameraman. Wow. And you're saying we're the ones who are harsh. I think he's doing a good job. He just needs to have more separation and probably use an ND filter on this lens. An ND filter, for those who may not know, are like sunglasses for your camera.
Just before we move on, John, how many videos does this creator have?
Good question. Connor has...
If we just go to videos page.
34.
Okay, 34 videos. I'm okay with this. I think that for 34 videos, probably, it looks like his channel is around a year old.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like maybe even 2 years. It's like, I tell you what, where he's at right now is light years ahead of where most creators start, or where they're at 30 something videos in. And go to that video from 2 years ago. Go back to his first upload. I just want to see if there's a legitimate difference we can just spot out real quickly, because although we're seeing him right now,
from Scotland down to...
Oh, so 2 years ago. Where's the one from 2 years ago? I see
the one he got buried alive. The second one.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys? We're going to try something different.
Oh yeah.
Going to start vlogging.
We can clearly see Connor has been improving, and so Connor's already on this. This ain't it. Not at all. But what we just saw was light years ahead of where it used to be, and so I just commend him for constantly growing and getting better.
Totally. All right, next video. Ready? This one, I feel like we're gonna get some laughs from this one. So it's let me pull out this link. All right, boom. Okay, this fourth one here is a TikTok. Again, looking at short form content, intros, etc. Okay, ready?
What was that?
Let me see. Is that showing?
Yeah, it's showing right now.
Does it look small?
Those people in the chat who want your channels reviewed, Carlos is in the chat pulling out your channel URL. So just say, hey, I want it reviewed. Hey, drop your, at whatever your channel URL thing is. Not the www.youtube.com/that. Just put in the last part of your channel URL so we know, so we can find it, because YouTube automatically filters out links. So do not put a link, just put in your @handle. And then we're going to start pulling channels from the chat to start reviewing.
Yep. Amazing. All right. So when Gary Vee is a hip hop producer, you ready?
Yup.
You're not the producer? What was that? You're not the producer. Hey, you're Gary Vee. Hey, my man. What are you doing here? I'm here to work with you because you're lazy ass. Ain't putting in the work. I know, it's hard with my 9 to 5 and my parents always being on my case. How old are you? I'm 27. Man, you have so much time? I would someone left kidney to be in your fucking position. Damn, Gary, I didn't know you were that passionate about this. I see the potential, but you need to put in the work. You're right. I'm gonna work hard and make some changes.
How in the world, if we're gonna work this shit load amount of time, are you gonna work in a situation where you're not fucking pumped?
Yeah, starting work at 9 in the morning and people telling me it's a sure thing. This is the only way to making a living, that's not reassuring.
Do you have thoughts, or should I keep going?
Keep going.
I got a few. I'm saving.
We're going toward the end now. We can.
Now I'm feeling the urgency. Anxiety's creeping in and it hurts to breathe. They just want to go and treat you like dirt, cause priority number one is work. They don't care about your life, they just want to do the company right. That's when you're under the time. I can give in my resignation, and on the next day I'm easily replaced then.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
What was that?
I got 2 notes.
Yeah.
All right. Number 1, I think the first thing is the caption. I would have included like when Gary Vee is a hip hop producer, just in case people would have missed this. I think that's a big thing. People try to set up the joke, but let's see how many seconds this lasts.
You're not the producer? What was that? You're not the producer. Hey, you're Gary Vee. Hey, my man.
It stays up for a long time.
I'm here to work with you.
All right, then the other thing is, I think still having that in the caption, especially because one other thing people don't realize about TikTok is that they're investing more in search. And so using that hashtag, like I think about like, this is more of an Instagram hashtag where you don't want to say too much. You don't want to appear too thirsty. But when it comes to TikTok, you want to give more input so their algorithm can understand, okay, this is a video from Gary Vaynerchuk or about Gary Vaynerchuk. And so having that, like his name, at least hashtagged and included, will just give more input to show up in search. And the other thing I'd say is when there's this like, first off, the impression, the concept, I think is hilarious. Like you had me hooked and watching. But the thing that I would have loved to see is if this is about like Gary Vee and like making the joke, I would have loved to see him like hop into the booth, like have him take control of the mic. I think a lot of this, I imagine you've seen a lot of Connor Price's rap videos where it's like him and his producer and he comes in there and this whole bit like takes off. So I think you did a great job of providing a rendition of this for Gary Vee along with your impression. But I think it would have been a bit funnier if like Gary came in and took over the mic, or if it was less about like Gary Vee as like a hip hop producer, and maybe he was like the main character and the rapper. And then the other thing I think about is like, I wonder if this is an avenue. Let me look at your stuff. So yeah, you're an independent rap / hip hop artist. So I wonder actually, now that I say that, if that was an actual song that you've put out. So I'm going to look at your catalog. So I wonder if that was like a song that you were promoting, if like there was a way to have a call to action at the end. Or if that was just like a gag, then I think like that it was funny, but I would love to bring it back to you, especially if like you're trying to build your career as a music artist, like Connor Price or some of these other folks who have done these back and forths, Hoodie Allen, etc.
Yeah, I agree. Can you hear me now, John?
Loud and clear, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think that like this, like if you know Gary Vee, this is to me hilarious. You know, he got the voice right. He got the way he speaks right. But I think like as we went along the video, it got less about the meme of it. It got less about the punchline of like when Gary Vee is the hip hop producer. And you might have said this when I was having some issues, but then it got into like the rapping, and it's like Gary Vee was less about the punchline and everything. And to me, that was like I think the payoff should have been something related to Gary Vee and like something funny, but then the payoff was him rapping, which is not bad. It's not like anything, but it's just like, you know, it just wasn't how it was positioned to me. And so the payoff didn't really match the way it was positioned to me. So I didn't walk away like cracking up about Gary Vee and like it wasn't rewatchable in that sense. It would only be rewatchable if I was a person that was interested into that music at that point.
Agreed. And the only caveat I was giving, I think while you stepped out, is like I was checking out his music catalog. And so if he is the artist and he's trying to promote his work through this skit, then I think it would make sense. But then
Right.
at that point, I'll make it clear. And I also think you could have made it a bit shorter, like some of the build up or some of the ending part could have been just framed, because I think you did a great job of setting it up, and we got the joke instantly. So to get more replay value and get people to rewatch, you could have trimmed out some of it to make this maybe 10 seconds shorter. Amazing. Okay. I'm going to now go to this next one. Thank you, Carlos, for sharing.
Pulling out of the chat.
Let's see. This one's coming in from.
What we got?
I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got a scuba theme channel. All right.
Oh, this is interesting.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Let's talk about education experiments. I can tell you what. Actually, no, we won't even touch on that yet because I'm not certain.
All right, let's play our favorite game. Judah, pick a video. Let's go.
Okay, we're looking at shorts right now. Let's do. I don't know, John. Any of them do. Any of them work for me. Nothing really sticks out to me, honestly.
This one interesting. I like the contrast. I also see Circle Scuba. He's just commenting. He's in the audience. So let's watch this one. Give feedback.
For a juvenile, for example, for that one, it's actually rocking the baby. So normally your hands wouldn't be up by your face like this necessarily, but for the camera frame, I wanted to make sure it was on camera. You can go ahead and just rock the baby back and forth like that. That's how you call it a juvenile or a baby or something like that. What do you do if you see a baby?
Wait, I don't get it. Do you get it? Like, what's the hand signal for a fish? Like,
I think it's when two people,
bigger.
because I think it's you can't communicate audibly like while you're diving. So, but my question is, maybe this is what you're getting at, and maybe Circle Scuba, you could comment. This is a terrible short I just remixed. Yeah, this one is bad. What actually, you're in the chat. What short would you like us to roast? I'm wondering because I see like what's the hand signal for?
So for scorpion fish, I've actually seen 2 different hand signals.
Oh, you know what's happening?
Yep.
Yeah. This is the classic cut down from a horizontal, so it doesn't make sense. I would say like Scoop. Why? It seems like you know it. Did you know shorts are better?
Shark. You get your buddy's attention.
First of all, is this all original footage, or you're using this? Is gorgeous footage. Like kudos to you if you're filming this.
You point frantically, but your buddy just looks at you with a what? In this video, you'll learn 15 fish identification signals divers use to point out the cool creatures they see underwater. Let's get into it.
Okay, what? See, this is okay, my guy. Here's what we got to do here. I was so your short as it was confused me. I had no idea. Like you're like it looked like sign language. Didn't understand what was going on. I'm happy John was able to figure it out, but I feel like I'm probably the majority of people who will not understand it. But with this right here, that hook is actually really interesting to me. Like when you're scuba diving, you can't communicate. So how do you communicate with your scuba diver friend? Blah blah blah. Like this whole like, did you know that scuba divers use secret hand signals to communicate underwater? Like this whole idea behind that could be like you hooking us with that interesting point and then showing us what these different things that you guys do underwater is. But you showing us what you do underwater without that context is just like so confusing to me.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something that could be great. It's just we need the context of it.
Yeah, totally. And I'm also seeing a comment here that I totally agree with. Backrooms Database says Circle Scuba has the production value of a channel with 100K subs. 100%. 100%. I mean, this is beautifully done. Your setup, I think we contrast this versus the earlier one we roasted, much better, more depth of field. I'd say something that, in addition to what Judah said about explaining it and not like cutting down a horizontal for shorts, even though that remix button is tempting to click on,
for sure,
is what would a non-scuba diver like get in terms of like watching this? And I say that knowing that you have your niche, but if you can broaden it, like my eye goes towards like, is there a way that like a hand signal could signal danger? Like maybe you could say, here's 15 like hand signals that scuba divers give each other, including one that you may want to know in case you're ever like scuba diving and see this dangerous fish around you. So, something like that. Like it's like something that gives me as a more casual or curious, like broader appeal, viewer like to latch onto. It looks like you're all actually saying that the broader appeal for non-scuba divers have done better. Dude, do you want to watch one short that?
Yeah, he says, "Dude, did you know shorts is one of them?" So can we find one of did you? Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Ready?
Manta rays.
Let me refresh.
Did you know that manta rays are the largest species of ray?
I think audio is too low.
Yeah, the audio, I can barely hear it.
Yeah. Some have wingspans as large as 23 feet or 7
No,
meters.
no, please. I really want another shot. I want more. We're hanging on to this shot, which is great footage, but I think if you don't have another shot, let's add in some B-roll or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Manta rays can also weigh.
I also think that maybe the whenever you bring up data points like 23 feet, 7 meters, or whatever it was, those are hard to visualize. So maybe saying like the size of X, like compared to an everyday object.
Over 5,000 pounds or over 2,200 kilograms.
I agree with Judah. Like watching this continuous clip, like cutting it would have been stronger.
Right. Like it's just that you're showing us something that's so cool, but you're it's like when people hang on to a joke that was funny, but then it's like, can you just move on? It's not funny anymore. Oh, manta ray, big picture. That was cool, but now we're kind of hanging on to this shot a little bit too long where it's just not interesting anymore. Like we need more shots of this to help communicate different angles, different sides of it. I know you have this in your archive, and if you don't, you can easily get this offline somewhere. I'm positive. It doesn't always have to be original footage. You could find B-roll from like story blocks, I'm sure, if you just type in manta ray, and get stuff that you can put in here that will mix well together. And one of the tricks behind this, y'all, like, and maybe this isn't helpful to some of you. One of the things, like, if you find yourself with footage that doesn't quite look matchy, like it doesn't quite match up with each other and looks off, sometimes just adding a filter or a color grade to the entire thing can help blend it all together and make it look cohesive. But like this is a example of something that I would have added more shots to.
Exactly. Yeah, well said. And I think the other thing to add is a comment that I'm just reading here from Chad Callahan. You could even move the same shot around to add movement. Like you could cut around, like, and just like punch up, punch down to add that variety in case you only have one camera, which I assume.
Yeah.
You see footage.
Yeah. And to his comment, so he responded that 90% of this footage, 90 of this has been my footage, but I do have B-roll in my library. I've been really lazy about shorts editing, to be honest. I don't love shorts at all. Yeah. I mean, I get it. You don't love shorts, but I'm your viewer and I'm watching shorts. Okay. So I don't care how you feel about shorts. If you're going to put out content in shorts, I'm watching it and I want to watch good content. And so if you want to see success in shorts, we got to spend that time on it if you want the results. Honestly, like if you're not feeling, there's no need to post them. You don't have to post shorts if you're not a fan of shorts. But if you're going to do it and you want to see results, you got to do it the right way and put the time into it. Otherwise, you're better off investing that time that you spent editing that short in another long form video that you actually care about.
Well said. I see Ranger ZR says, love you guys. We love you too. Yeah, we only have so much time. It's about growth. I think the other thing to think about is like if I was a scuba channel, I would be all in on shorts. And you have such an unfair advantage because think about it. You go into the water, you have this expertise, you've been trained, you know how to scuba dive, and then you could point your camera at the coolest stuff that we have, like snippets of here. Think about what Judah and I have to do for a video to get even that level. Like we have to script, we have to research, we have to think about it. Like you're in a rare lane and your stuff is naturally visual. You could just point the camera. It's like, have you ever seen those hydraulic press videos? You know, it's like they're smashing stuff. That's just visually interesting. And then all they have to think about is what to smash.
Right.
So I think about, I think actually scuba, you have a unique advantage. Okay. But I don't want to belabor the point. Let's go on to the next one.
Yeah. I'll give them, as you transition to the next video, I have an idea for you. If I seen a video where you're a scuba diver and you're hunting, not hunting, but you're like searching rather for a specific creature in the water, and you take me on this journey where you're looking here, you're traveling through the ocean, and you're uncovering different fish that aren't the right one, but because this elusive fish that you're searching for is somewhere, it's said to be somewhere in these waters. That would be a fun short for me to watch of that journey. So that's just an idea with these did you know videos, with these exploring the ocean videos, to find this kind of video. You're in this unique position to not only have a great storytelling piece of content, educational pieces of content, but just content that nobody else can compete with, because nobody has that level of understanding that you have. I know nothing about manta rays. I'm not your competition. I'll never compete with you there. Most of us won't either. And the shots that you can get, like John said, are so beautiful. So beautiful.
100%.
I want a background of one of those fishes. Like, I want a background. I want to change my
yeah. Send us a phone screen background so we get
right.
I got the next video queued up. Looks like it's a creator with just over 100,000, which is pretty cool.
Jeez.
They submitted live. Also, I'm loving the support that I'm seeing in the chat. People are saying good niche channel, great niche channel though. Keep going. You just put a huge subscriber. Yeah, so good to see the support here. Let's go pick a short from.
Well, that first one's speaking to me.
Oh, we got some big ones. That first
one. Cheers, my boy. There we go.
You want to pick a maybe we pick one of the more recent ones that not as well performing.
That first one.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
Good fight. Yeah, who wins? Who do you think wins? You gotta think Tank.
Is that Mike Tyson? It's hard to see from the side.
By the voice, I would say so.
Yeah. So, and I would add subtitles right away. Like, let me see if there's a.
I think Tank. Yeah, but I think it'll be a good fight. The problem I think that Tank runs into is the height of Ryan Garcia and his left hook. Is who gonna land the left hand first?
You gotta favor Tank going into this fight. Period. But I don't think it's not a fight.
So beyond like Mike Tyson, it seems like there's a lot of reputable folks that you're like interviewing in the industry, or it's like you want to make sure people know who they are. So I'll just add little name tags, like on their chest, like give their Instagram handle, like because there's a good chance they may not have a YouTube handle. Just give their name, because I don't know who these people are, and especially for Mike Tyson, since he's such a big name, you want to include more footage of him, less B-roll. I understand that some of the footage, it looked like Mike was in transit. He's like getting on in a car or something. It's not the best interview clip, but I don't know that a lot of people would like immediately see, oh, like that's Mike Tyson, or like not like you. It sounds like you're not leveraging the hook as much as you can by having such a big name.
Yeah, I know. I honestly like, and I'm not a genie. I'm not like I can't predict the future, but like I can tell you right now, based on how I'm seeing this. I hate to say it. If I'm wrong, please email me, message me, and let me know. But I don't see this short doing well. Like I'm gonna just be straight up, because it looks like we're halfway through it. It's just a bunch of different clips going on. Don't know where we're going, and it feels long. It feels like, well, what am I watching? Like, what are we getting at here? Like I'm already done, because it feels long, because I've already invested 15 seconds of my time without understanding what the aim of all this was. Like, what are these clips of Mike, and who's this Ryan Garcia? Like, what's going on here? I really don't understand what's going on. I don't know the story behind this, nor do I even understand. And if you're in the chat, let us know. But like, where's this footage even coming from? Is this your footage? Is this something you found online? Like, I don't know what's happening.
100%. Yeah, I think that it's and then also I think the thing that throws it off too is that watermark on the top. Like, I think people have become desensitized to that, and it kind of makes it feel overly promotional. So yeah, great points all around. Let's watch the last.
Man can come in and just, it's not a guaranteed win for nobody. Ryan has power, he has speed, and I think it's a great fight, man. It's gonna be worth the pay-per-view buy.
Tank got his followers from kicking.
Is
Ryan
that
Garcia got his followers from YouTube?
Okay?
That's Money Mayweather. This should be up front.
Right.
Yeah, now it's interesting, Judy. Your point is like, yeah, is initially because the footage looked a bit more UGC, like user generated. I was like, oh, he got this, but now I think it's cut and curated.
Yeah, I mean, play this. It looked like play this for a sec.
There's a difference. So you want to be a YouTuber or you want to be a fighter?
Am I tripping? Because it almost looked like it was recording of a screen. Like,
have to give Ryan the advantage because Ryan's a fighter who fights tall and throws.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
know.
keep it going. Maybe it'll loop and we'll see. But I think, yeah, hopefully that's really plenty of feedback to make this short a bit better. But congrats on crossing 100K. Like, that's no joke. And it seems like you
Yeah.
had some good ones take off. But this one,
Can
I
we
would.
see a good one, John? Can we go
Yeah.
see one of the ones that took off?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Let's go to the biggest one they have. Let me refresh from the beginning.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate it when people compare me and Trayvon. We play completely different. Like, I always play out of phase, he always plays in phase.
Yeah. Well, also, Trayvon gave up over.
This is definitely not from this channel. I think it's from I Am Athlete. If I'm like noticing the podcast.
1,000
Real quick,
yards.
John, another
because he
quick
always
one. Go to the channel and let's see their videos, their long form videos, real quick.
Yeah. I think you're about to hint on what I'm feeling as well.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Yikes. Okay. And go back to their shorts real quick. Sorry, y'all. We're just trying to understand what's going on with this channel. Like, why does he? I'm trying to understand why is there 100,000 views, 100,000 subscribers, and this is not original content. Like, I'm trying to understand if this channel blew up because of shorts, or if they had a long form success and it's grown. Like, I'm trying to understand how he got 100,000 subscribers here, and really my question is this original content or not? And if it's unoriginal content, then the whole thing we have to address is that, like, if you want a successful YouTube channel and you want to make money and you want to get brand deals and you want it to be profitable and all this great stuff, like, you got to create content. And if this is just a bunch of user generated stuff, it's not going to be able to be monetized. So that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm just trying to see what's going on here.
Yeah, I think another note is more subtitles, and then also I think a lot of people talk about the bridge between short form and long form. I think it's going to become easier, actually, as YouTube thinks about how to consolidate the two into like one recommendation engine. But the thing that is not going to work is if you are curating and cutting clips from other podcasts and not have any part of your personality or brand in it, and hoping that people watch your long form where you do have more of that. Like, I'm looking at these videos where it looks like the creator here is featured, like he's talking, but that seems like few and far between everything else. So I could see the drop off and why the long form are not performing as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
And just reading the comments here, the mortgage boss, right? The comment is, I'm trying to understand why half the people that post trash get views and subscribers. And I just want to be honest. Like, a lot of times disagree with that. I think a lot of times people have success that we don't understand because we don't see their analytics. We might not be their audience. So I challenge you, like, if you have a specific example, drop it in the chat and we can look at this, because I don't think success on YouTube is just accidental. Like, I think a lot of times when a video does well, there's a reason it does well, because that video has to have the metrics behind it to support that this was a reason. This is the indicator here. Like, the retention had to be a certain thing. The engagement had to be a certain thing. Something. It was shown. If it has millions of views, it was shown to millions of people that responded to it and watched it. Like, so things like, even on shorts, like shorts I don't believe they blow up by accident, because the people who receive the shorts are real people who have to watch this content. And then the question is, what about this short made it so successful? So if you have an example of this, like, we can dive into that and try to pick apart why we think it did so well that you might not quite see at surface level.
100%. Let's go on, unless you have other notes. I think we gave a lot of roasting there. Hopefully that was helpful. Law Nation Sports. Next one that came through, long form from Hosea. Most intense game of rock, paper, scissors. You ready? Here we go. Nice, relatable title. Let's see how the video stacks up.
The odds of winning a game of rock, paper, scissors are...
Audio. Guys, audio. Like, it sounds like we're at a mall, way too noisy. I'm losing it already. I don't think you need this whip pan. I think you could start on you and then pop in. So let's see.
The odds of winning a game of rock, paper, scissors are a 33.33% chance. That means the odds are 1 in 3.
This must have been like Mr. Beast Burger, like launch or something. I don't know. It's like Mr. Beast is in the video, but this is loud.
Yeah. You think? No, that's not him though. That's Isaiah.
Oh, that's somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, where was this at?
I think it's just this.
That is Isaiah.
Yeah, that looks like a Beast Burger, like the launch. But I think a lot of this, I go back to the Chat GPT video we talked about earlier, where somebody was like, and if you're just joining, like context on that is like they said a bunch of stuff that I feel like people knew about Chat GPT. I think most people would understand and know that a rock paper scissors or any option has a 33% chance of, like, all of this is like unnecessary context. People play rock paper scissors, they understand the odds. I'm trying to get at where you're going to go with this.
We can do that twice. You guys are going to play a game of rock paper scissors. The best 2 out of 3 games wins $20 cash.
So the stakes are $20 in cash, in which case you've totally lost me, because I do not think that quantifies it as the most intense of rock paper scissors. Like if we're talking about that, you know, there's other ways to make it interesting. And again, this is not to say that you need to monetarily up the stakes. There's another way to do that. It's like, if you lose this game of rock paper scissors, you have to do whatever the other person says for a day or something like that. Like, there's other ways to add it, but you've lost me now that you've said most intense. Took 15 seconds to explain the odds of the game, and here we are. But
Count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. 1.
We need cutting. We need editing. We need something that, like, you know, like gives the points with the sound effect. Like, I like where you're going at. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're interacting with people, but the noise, the editing, you're losing me one by one.
Yeah. I understand that this is. I seen they have 100 subscribers. This has to be a newer creator here, and a lot of newer creators don't understand that audio is so freaking important. I would rather watch this video in like 500p with good audio. Like, totally. This visual with this audio is just so unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's so unattractive. It's like unwatchable. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, you can't. And I can tell how it was recorded. It was recorded with whatever onboard microphones on the camera.
Yeah.
Like, there's no live. There's nothing up close. And here's the thing, dude. A lot of creators, like, example is Tejas Chuler. I think that's how you say his name. Go to watch his YouTube channel. And one of the things that he does, he'll just grab his phone, record it like this, and then sync it in post. Some people have an issue with it. Whatever. I don't care. Because this right here, to opening up your voice memo, recording it, and then syncing it to the camera footage in post will sound a million times better than what you have going on right here. Mm-hmm. So if it's like, oh, well, I can't get a microphone, I don't have the budget for it. Literally, you have a camera, just grab a cell phone and record the audio up close. Because that would, I'll tell you what, that would improve this video literally by 1,000%.
Yeah. Just alone. Well said. And I see Circle Scuba, a lob would help so much. Exactly. And you don't have to get those expensive lobs. There's literally $20 to $30 lobs that you could plug into your phone if you want to make it more and just make it more seamless and less distraction point. Because I get holding a phone may get cumbersome, but that is much better than what we're watching, to Judah's point.
Okay, ready and go. Okay, ready? 1, 2,
I'm gonna give this
go.
10 more seconds.
One more. Oh, okay. So we got the winner right here. For you, $100 cash. Thank you. Absolutely. One more game. Matthew, Janet, that's 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm like, where are we going? The noise, like, I feel like I've lost half my hearing at this point. So Hosea, like, I think, like, good, like, comfort zone, like good job getting out of your comfort zone by interacting with this many people, like filming in public. All of this stuff is hard to do, but I'd say that audio is probably like the biggest, like, non-starter, and then the concept and the editing are fast follows. So I think this needs a lot of improvement, but I'm glad you submitted, because I think a lot of people don't even step outside their house to film. So good start on that respect. I see we're coming. Oh, we're just over the hour. You want to do 2 more, Judah?
Yeah, let's get a few more in here.
All right, here we go. So this one was submitted. All right, so let's take this one that was submitted from the audience, and then everyone who is here on the chat. Maybe drop in your handle if you haven't already been reviewed. If you have, let's make sure we give turns to everyone who is on the call. So maybe drop in your channel one last time, and then we will do a final video after this one. Okay. Stay Sore Fitness, Bo. All right, let's see. Shorts. Oh, a lot of horizontal to vertical, guys. You know how we feel about that. Oh, damn. Look at how many people just submitted their names. Carlos, they're putting you to work, man. I could also take
Gotta get in there.
I am not going to click on one of these horizontal to vertical videos because I feel like the feedback will be similar to what we've said already.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's just a big no-no, guys. Like looking at this, it's just like, hey, did they really make this custom for me to watch? So I'm trying to figure out one. And also, I'd even say like letterboxing, as they call it, like putting the black bars on top and bottom, putting things, like try to avoid that. Take up the full piece of real estate. And I get what's going on here. Like this even looks like look how many inferences I'm making right now by just seeing the thumbnail. This looks like a progress bar at the bottom. Why? I get having progress bars in some situations, but this literally mimics. Like, let's just watch.
But nowadays, it's just go, go, go. We need production.
Look at that red bar and that white bar, which is like hidden. Like, doesn't offer much value, and the screen just looks more truncated as a result. Okay, so let's watch something that's full screen, so we don't give that feedback, but something else. Okay, here we go. Ready? This one.
No more snooze button. That simple. No more snooze button. Do never ever hit the snooze button. Imagine this.
3 lines of saying the same thing. I could get twice for emphasis, not 3 times.
This is the first task you have in your day.
Again, guys, I think we're insulting the viewer's intelligence by having like a watermark or the name of the thing. Like, if you want to do that, use the caption or use your channel name. But I'm seeing Stay Sore Podcast. I'm seeing Stay Sore. Like don't get me wrong. Like I do believe in like just branding. But watermarks have been so overused. I think people are allergic to it, and it comes across as overly promotional. So I'm getting that sense here.
If you fail with the very first task, the very first second.
I love that casual. Just give me that like and subscribe in the middle of it, but it doesn't have anything to do with what's going on, nor is it at the end.
Of your day, what does that set you up for? Without even opening.
At that point, you should just put your Venmo username in. We should just Venmo you a few bucks while we subscribe and ring the notification bell. And like, you're asking for so much in the middle of the video. I'm like,
your eyes, you're already failing. You are a failure. Why would you set yourself up for that? Besides, just common sense.
My guy, you should be doing this roast. These are some very choice words I'm hearing right now. But I get being the tough, like older brother. But I'm like trying to hear like what is the constructive side of this criticism in this video.
You're not sleeping more. You're not resting more. You're just laying there miserably, not wanting to get up and kind of faking sleep. You're not getting anything out of it. Get up and get about your day. Or set up the alarm clock for 5 minutes later.
Somebody said maybe social security number while at it.
Done. Blood type, all of the above.
Right.
I've given a few notes. I have another big one, but Judah, I want to make sure I share the mic. Do you have a thought?
No, let's just hear what you got, John. I'm just trying to buy in right still to this.
This is the type of video that I think sounds like, or at least comes across, that you had somebody turn on the camera and you said what was on the top of your mind, and then you're like, you know what, content, we got to get it out. I would have taken 10 more minutes to write out a script, and that doesn't mean you read off a teleprompter, but at least have bullet points of like, this is my opening line, this is where I'm going to take it, and this is where I'm going to end it. And I just feel like there's so much repetition and so much just motivational lines without like I didn't learn anything from this. I felt yelled at.
Right.
And there's a time and place for like, you know, giving motivation, but not if I haven't come across your content before, and not if you haven't taught me something first. Right. So I think a few more moments of scripting before 10 minutes, 20 minutes could have led to a much stronger video, because you can't save this kind of stuff in post.
Right. And one of the things that I would challenge you to do is like, I got my screen open. It's probably hard to tell right now. Sometimes I just kind of go through shorts, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Carlos. Just to kind of see what the kind of videos that are successful are looking like, right? This is my feed. This is how it looks on my feed. Hopefully no weird notification pops up. But this is what my feed looks like, right? Different type of stuff like that. Now, if we go back to this gentleman's video, it's like I always try to put myself in the mindset of what's working right now. The way this video looks, this text on the top of the screen, this text is Stay Stored Podcast. That's cheesy. I don't like it. And to me, it doesn't belong. This B-roll doesn't match. It just doesn't belong. And it's just like, if we just get to this point where we go like, okay, I know what I want to create. And you're like, how do I package this in a way that fulfills the current appetite for content? I believe that you should always push boundaries. You should always innovate. But there's a way, I think a lot of creators, instead of like either matching what's out there or in doing better, they instead just like go backwards. And like this feels like very like cheesy editing, like iMovie type stuff, like things that are like that Stay Sore podcast, like that's to me like an eyesore in the video. It's like, this is not like, it contrasts the view. Like if that popped up on my feed in between all those other videos, like this would just feel really out of place.
Yeah.
And so I would just always try to think about the environment that you're posting your videos in, because you really want to make it like feel either something unique and better or something that can fit in and not be distracting.
100%. I think we've roasted this one to a crisp. So let's go to the last one. I know we got a bunch of submissions, and here we go. Oh, this is a good one to end on. This is a good one to end on. Combines two of my favorite things: gaming and sweets. The Kitchen Gamer. You are our last roast of the day.
That's a unique branding right there. It's a very unique.
Damn, and I'm looking at this 247 subscribers already, and I'm wondering how long you've been around. 63 videos. Let me see the about. How long? 2021. A few years, a couple years. Great. Like I instantly get what's going on here, and I think Jude and I talk about a lot, like packaging, first impressions, channel banner. All of these kind of do it, and kudos to you. Sometimes like picking a great name is all you need. So I'm excited to watch one of these shorts and give feedback. I think we're already off to a great start. All right, Judah, what stands out?
Sorry, I need to go back on Do Not Disturb. I keep getting blown up. The one that sticks out to me is honestly the second one.
Boom.
You need 5 apples sliced thinly.
I'm gonna refresh.
To make the spiced apple cobbler, you need 5 apples sliced thinly, and then into a high-walled pie dish, and then we coat them with nutmeg, cinnamon, brown sugar, and flour. Then we carefully mix.
Pause. List. We need to see a list of what's going on here. And secondly, I feel like I hope I'm wrong. I feel like we haven't seen any gaming element. Like I would have liked to see a flash forward of like today we're making a spiced cobbler in the shape of like Zelda or Minecraft or something like that. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what the gaming aspect of it is, and it looks like it's too much kitchen.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, it's like
Mix them together and then add lemon juice and melted butter. Put it in the oven for 20 minutes. In a bowl, we add white sugar, brown sugar, flour, baking powder.
Today I'm going into McDonald's to see if I can get an employee.
To make the spiced apple
You see
cobbler,
the contrast in that? Oh my gosh!
Today I'm going into McDonald's to see if I can get an employee to commit defamation against their own company. You see, McDonald's tweeted that their iced coffee.
Look, we're in this video. Now we go back to this.
That is so. That was a fortuitous scroll.
The spiced apple cobbler, you need 5 apples.
Yeah, this feels like a lullaby compared to that.
Sliced thinly, and then into a high-walled pie dish, and then we coat them with nut.
I'm gonna mute this as we get feedback to get back to where we were, but I think we need a list, we need subtitles, we need some sort of sequencing to understand where you're going, and most importantly, I think we need to see the end product. Like people want to see. Take a look at I'd say the Kitchen Gamer if you're on the chat right now because you submitted. The biggest thing. Oh, you are. The gaming elements are in the long form content, but why? Why?
That's a good question.
You know, if you're the kitchen gamer, it should be in your short form content and long form content, because the two should be so related that you can bridge your audience. So if you're telling me that there's no gaming element in this, I'd say it's off brand. And I think you're leaving a lot of your own potential on the table because you've come up with a good brand, good cross section, and yet it's not. There we go. There's nothing in this that's gaming related. And that's a big missed opportunity.
Looks good though.
Looks good. Looks good. And kudos to you, because making cooking content look good is as hard as making the thing taste good. So just think about your hook and your brand. And then I have one more thought, but Jude, I want to see if you have another.
Yeah. So let me clarify. Yes, it's very unfair to be reviewed after Ryan Trahan. That was a terrible. That wasn't the best example of what I mean. But at the same time, the person who might be seeing this in the feed, maybe it's just a bunch of other cooking videos in their feed. So it's just look at it for the audience that you're attracting. Like, what does their feed look like, and try to match that energy or improve that energy. So, of course, they might not have a Ryan Trahan video in this, so I can accept that. The thing that is a challenge for me, and John, can we just look at their long form videos? I just want to see how different they are. Like, okay, we have cooking here. And what's the gaming stuff that they're saying that's in their long form?
Here, let's check out the Zelda one.
Whatever your business needs, Vistaprint can print it. Yeah, Vistaprint.
Well, we're getting you that ad money. Don't worry. Don't worry, kitchen gamer.
Gotcha.
Hello, I'm Peter and I'm the Kitchen Gamer. Today, we journey into the video game Zelda Breath of the Wild to make the nut cake.
Okay.
So
here's the issue that I have. The audience that you're gonna attract with your shorts don't care about video games based on the execution of that last short. That last short, if you're getting subscribers from that, while they might be interested in cooking, like the person that you're attracting is like, hey, I like gaming and I like cooking. Two wildly different things. That is very niche. But if you're posting like a cobbler video, you're going to get like my grandmother who's going to subscribe to you. And suddenly you're going to post a video about Zelda in cooking. Like that, huh? Like it's very confusing. So there has to be a better way for you to approach this that mirrors, like blends it together more in both your long form videos and your short form videos. Because if you gain an audience from your shorts that have no correlation to your long form videos, that's just a really ineffective strategy if you plan to grow both mediums. Because those new viewers that you gain from your shorts are not going to transition over. They're not going to watch your long form videos. They're not going to become longtime super fans. You have to make it a marriage here. And right now, this is not a good, perfect marriage.
Yeah, you found a great cross section, kitchen gamer. I'd say just lean into it, execute on it. The last thing I'll say is that could be good, just inspiration for you to think about, because a lot of times, like we've seen now that YouTube has matured as a platform, a version of this in the past that you could put your own spin on. So I would definitely study Rosanna Pansino, Nerdy Nummies. It's a show that's very similar. We actually had a chance to work with her quite a bit when I was working at YouTube. And just take a look at here, Geeky Cook. Like just take a look at some of this as a North Star. Kirby Cake Pops. Ready? I would even say that's too long of an intro for her, but
hey guys, it's Ro. Welcome to another
great set design,
Nerdy Nummies. I am so excited for today's video because we are going to be making Kirby Cake Pops. A big thank you to Nintendo for sponsoring this video and sending me this Nintendo Switch.
Anyways, like, oh yeah, binging with Babish. God's Farm, a great, yeah, I would study binging with Babish, and here, if you even find this example.
I'm gonna drop in another example to the chat, John, that I think is a good one that I always love.
Nice.
So Carlos, you can probably just drop it in the feed for all the viewers to find it, or at least the channel that we're on to look at it.
Yeah, but kitchen gamer, I think you're onto something. And those are two great niches. Just don't, like, a brand is showing up consistently according to what you're saying you are. So great start, but keep at it.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think that may have been a record for how many we've gone through in this time. We really, I tried to keep things more, try to get to more people and keep things more speedy. Also, I think one thing I really like, I don't know if Judah, you notice this, I love playing the video in the background and mute as we talk so people can kind of see it. But
Yes.
thank you to everyone who submitted. I mean, this is just such a cool thing to see everyone now commenting on each other's stuff, the reception to the feedback. I think that people taking it, and also I see somebody who commented earlier is like, hey, don't look at my video. I need to implement your tips first. So it's good to see some of that self-awareness, and we're going to be like running this back next month. So if you guys have other ones, and I try to keep a list of folks who are submitting so we could get back and spread the love. But it's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you, Judah. You're always such a great co-pilot for this. Any final words from your end?
Love it. Love it. Yeah. So if you want your channel review, we do these every month. My goal is to start getting these done more often. If you want your channel review, here's what we normally pick out a few channels to kind of kick things off with. But I want to also appreciate those of you who showed up that didn't get your channel reviewed today. So if you drop your channel link in the feed now, or you drop it in the replay, we can pull out a few of those ones to start our next feed with, just to say thank you for being here. And then before we jump into the new channel reviews, we'll pick out 3 people from this stream that we didn't get to just kickstart that next stream with. But that's it for me, man. So just hit subscribe, y'all.
Yep. Subscribe and ring the notification bell on the TubeBuddy channel. We'll see you guys next month, and looking forward to seeing the new videos, improvements, and thanks for always being an awesome audience and sending your stuff in so we could roast it. Judah, thank you again, and also thank you to Carlos behind the scenes making everything work and choosing channels for us to roast. We'll see you guys next month.
Holla.